Hey everyone, Avatar Guy here. The nominations for the upcoming Oscars just came out, and I'm kind of not happy. Let me explain why. The good news is that Avatar got 4 Oscar nominations. It got nominations for Best Movie, Best Visual Effects, Best Production Design, and Best Sound. And I think all of those are extremely well deserved. And if it doesn't win Best Visual Effects and Best Production Design, I would question whether the people who nominate the movies for the Oscars even have eyes, honestly. The thing that I think is the bad and genuinely confusing is that James Cameron wasn't nominated for Best Director, and they also didn't even get a Best Editing nomination. Now, I'm not going to comment on the other nominations, which I personally, obviously, as an Avatar fan, if it was up to me, it would have been nominated for every single category that the Oscars has. But I don't really know much about those and those other ones, and I don't know how they're judged. I don't know anything about acting, so I don't feel like I have anything to say about the acting nominations it missed. However, I've looked into quite deeply the directing that's gone on behind the scenes for Avatar: The Way of Water and the editing process too. And by all accounts, and this is from industry professionals, as in fellow peers of James Cameron directors, and also the editors themselves, and I should note James Cameron is one of the 4 editors who worked on Avatar: The Way of Water. First of all, let's talk about the directing. James Cameron basically had to shoot multiple movies just to get one movie. So they had to shoot the performance capture, they had to shoot the actual footage, and then they had to shoot the CGI and everything that came along with that. So they had to film they had a virtual camera that filmed within the virtual environment after they'd composited the performance capture and the live action capture. So in some ways it's almost like directing 3, maybe 2.5 movies. In fact, Guillermo del Toro even said that if he had tried to do what James Cameron has done in directing this movie, he'd have been dead. It was just such an insane undertaking. I also saw other people commenting in various places when James Cameron and John Landau were showing it to professionals in the industry that only he could do this, and that it was one of the most insane things they'd ever seen, and really had to get their head around it. So as far as the directing not being nominated for Best Director, I just don't understand it at all. He's literally done something almost unknown, almost undone. The closest I think that anyone can say was close, that came close to it was the original Avatar. And I'm not putting down the other movies that have been nominated. It just seems like, from looking at them, they're all pretty standard in terms of what the director has actually done to direct the movie. It's not been game-changing, revolutionary, or as innovative as James Cameron has when it's come to Avatar. In fact, I would even say that maybe one of the reasons that it wasn't nominated is because the people who have nominated it don't actually understand this, how complex it is. Moving on to the editing, there's a really, really cool podcast that I listened to about the editing of the Avatar sequels with James Cameron and his 2 fellow editors. And one of the things that struck me was that his editing process for these sequels basically changed the editor's job. They could take faces, they could take reactions, the best of one shot, and merge them all into one. That it's basically something almost new, and that the editors themselves, instead of just having to edit scenes, could go in and make changes themselves to how a scene played out almost, or the angle it was shot from. So it was a much more collaborative experience for the editors. They had a much greater level of input. Again, James Cameron's pioneering something that has never been done before. And the fact that wasn't even nominated, again, makes me really question the whole thing of the Oscars. And probably a lot of people are going, yeah, the Oscars are a sham, it's all, propaganda. Maybe they are. But yeah, I just think that it's insulting to the work and the vision that these people have put in, both Lightstorm and the entire production staff on the movies, that they didn't even get nominated. I'm not even mad that they didn't win, but that they weren't even recognised as being the best in their class, which I assume is what the Oscars is about. If not, I should need to be enlightened by it. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense to me. I also want to give a shout out to RRR, which didn't even get nominated in Best Foreign Feature. Like, what? It was a fantastic movie. It should have been in the shortlist of Best Movies, full stop. So yeah, it really has left a bad taste in my mouth, the fact that not only have they been snubbed from various other award ceremonies like the BAFTAs and Golden Globes, the fact that the Oscars have only really seen it, and I can almost guarantee you as well that it won't be nominated for Best Picture. I mean, sorry, that it won't win Best Picture, even though it's been nominated for it. Yeah, I just, this has left a very bad taste in my mouth. I think it's a huge insult to the hard work and the passion that these people have put in across all the nominations. So yeah, I won't be watching the Oscars. I think that this is just an insult to movie making itself, given what we know about the level of commitment and work that has gone into these Avatar sequels. Yeah, I feel like it was truly snubbed. Let me know what you think in the comments. As always, thank you to the Based and Robust Network, and thank you for watching.